Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Adriana DC. So tonight you guys, I'm going to be bringing to you my top 10 most exciting or best fragrances in my collection. You know, if I had to get rid of every other fragrance, these 10 fragrances would be, my top 10 are my best top pick. Oh, just wait a minute. Actually, one more, my bad. So you guys, I'm going to bring it to you my top 11 fragrances in my collection that if I were to get rid of every fragrance from in my collection, these 10 fragrances, these 11 fragrances would be the most important to me, the most exciting, or I would not be able to do without them. So yeah, I'm gonna be showing you guys my top 11 fragrances. So before we go into the video, I'm gonna ask you guys to please do click that subscribe button. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, and by all means drop a comment in the comment section if you guys also share some of these interesting fragrances as your top best in your collection as well. And of course, don't forget to click that notification bell so that way every time I upload, you guys will be notified as soon as I upload. So let's just dive into the video. So the first fragrance in my top 10 best in my collection is gonna be none other than Miss Dior. Now, if you guys been watching any of my perfume videos, you will see that my Miss Dior is, my favorite fragrance in the whole wide world. Now, this is one of my first fragrances that I bought. Actually, no, it wasn't one of my first fragrances that I bought, but this is one of my most memorable fragrances in my collection that no matter how many other fragrances I spell, this one, my Miss Dior, is my absolute best, my absolute favorite. It has a notes of Italian mandarin. It has some patchouli, musk in it. It has rose and jasmine. I absolutely love this fragrance. It dries down quite powdery and it's a really pretty smell. Of course, it is a Dior fragrance. The DNA is like no other, and I honestly believe that my Miss Dior fragrances are literally a notch above the rest, and I would not be able to depart with this fragrance. So the next fragrance I'm going to be telling you guys about is my La Vie est Belle L'Eclat. Now this was actually a present to me, but I quickly fell in love with it, and that it was kind of strange because I had never heard about it at the time when I bought it, and I realized now that this is a very popular fragrance and it's been in my collection for a while, and I really didn't know how popular it was, but I absolutely love this fragrance. This is a very heavy orange blossom, vanilla, patchouli smelling fragrance. Like I said, it's quite heavy. It's sweet, but it's not like like florally fruity sweet. You do get the orange blossom and a little bit. It also has, I think, mandarin in it as well, but the top notes is orange blossom, and that's what it carries out through this fragrance. It's a quite heavy fragrance, but it is indeed a very beautiful smelling fragrance, and I absolutely love it, and I would not want to do without this fragrance in my collection. So the next fragrance I want to tell you guys about, I'm gonna give you my sweetest fragrances first, would be my Angel Muse. I think it's, sorry, not Angel Muse, it's Angel Nova by Thierry Mugler. Now I recently discovered this fragrance. Now this is a heavily raspberry lychee smelling fragrance with patchouli. Like I said to you guys, I recently discovered this fragrance, but I absolutely love this fragrance. I think this is a perfect blend between sweet and a bit of heaviness to it, which is why I absolutely love it. So it's quite playful, very girly, quite chic, and it's also very strong and very long lasting. So I absolutely love this fragrance. It has a lot of depth and a lot of sweetness to it. So yeah, this is what I absolutely love, my Angel Nova by Thierry Mugler. So the fourth fragrance in my top 10 best, my top 10 collection would be my J'adore Absolu. Now this is it's a classical for me. I have about 3 J'adores in my collection, so I had to choose between which one of those J'adores I would not be willing to live without, and I had to choose the J'adore Absolu. Now the J'adore is one of those fragrances that I discovered, and I was literally swept away. Like I said to you, my J'adore fragrances, the DNA is a notch above the rest. This is the absolutely beautiful fragrance. This fragrance is a jasmine tuberose orange blossom fragrance with hints of vanilla in it. Now I absolutely love this fragrance. This would be my one office like smelling fragrance. So if I was to be in that setting, this would be the fragrance that I wear to a meeting or anything that I'm doing that's quite serious, or even to a very formal event. My J'adore Absolu would be the fragrance that I would pulver, and I would actually layer it with, I'm just gonna throw this one in as well. I would actually wear these two together, and this is actually my J'adore touché Parfum, which is the essence. It's an oil, the J'adore oil, and it pretty much just enhances the J'adore Absolute. And honestly, you guys, these two fragrances I would not be able to do without. I feel like this is not exactly a niche fragrance. It's a designer, it's a part of J'adore's designer line, but there is nothing like this fragrance on the market. These are absolutely stunning. The J'adore Absolute, later the J'adore touché Parfum. This is everything, you guys, and I would not want to do without these in my collection because the DNA is, I would consider to be top notch in the fragrance industry. So there you have it. These are number 4, and I'm just going to combine these together. So the next fragrance in my collection, which would be my 5th fragrance, is my Valentino Donna. Now, this fragrance was one of the few fragrances in my collection that was actually love at first sniff. I absolutely love this fragrance. I got to actually promote this fragrance in Delina's when it was released, and I was spraying it all day, and I was absolutely in love. This fragrance has in vanilla, notes of vanilla, leather, patchouli, and a bit of iris. It does dry down quite powdery. I absolutely love this fragrance. I love this fragrance, you guys. I think the leather note in this fragrance is why I really love this perfume. And no matter how much my collection has grown, I would never forget about my Valentino Donna, because again, it was one of those fragrances, one of those very few fragrances in my collection that was love at first sniff. And I just love that leather and vanilla together in this beautiful fragrance. Again, this is what I would consider one of my most formal fragrances, or a nighttime fragrance. I'll wear this out when I'm going out in the evening or nighttime. You know, if I'm going for dinner or something like that. It's a quite formal fragrance. It's not very playful, but I still absolutely love this perfume, and I haven't actually been reaching for it much, but I would not want to get rid of it out of my collection. So that's the Valentino Donna. Next, you guys, I'm kind of like trying to see which one should come next. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm down to my top 5, but for some reason I have 6 fragrances, actually 7 fragrances in front of me. I know this is meant to be my top 10, and this is gonna be my 11, but yeah, I have to choose which one. I'm going to tell you guys about my Angel Muse. Now, you guys, if you saw my previous reviews, you know that I recently discovered this fragrance, and I absolutely love this perfume. So this perfume has notes of grapefruit, pink peppers, hazelnut, cocoa, hazelnut cream, patchouli, and I think it's vetiver in this fragrance. Now, what I get from this is chocolates and patchouli. Oh my God, this is the most stunning fragrance on the market and in the fragrance industry, in my opinion, that I have discovered thus far. The chocolate note in this fragrance, like I said to you, when I bought this, I literally ordered a second one immediately. This is everything. I would literally lather myself in this on a daily basis. Just chocolates and baby oil in cream. This is what I would want to smell like every single day. I think this is the most sexy smelling fragrance ever, you guys. It's dark, chocolatey, and sensual. Absolutely stunning smelling fragrance by Thierry Mugler. That's my Angel Muse. So that's that one. The next fragrance that I've been recently crushing on is the Poison Girl by Miss Dior, you guys. Again, another Dior fragrance. Hello. It took me a very long time to get into this fragrance and discover it and to actually be into it, but my God, I've been wearing this fragrance on a daily basis. That's how much I love this perfume. This literally smells like a vanilla liqueur. And I think this has in notes of vanilla, tonka bean. It does has in other notes as well, but all I get from it is a very smooth and creamy, intense vanilla and tonka bean. Like I said to you, it literally smells like a vanilla liqueur. No, it is deep. It is smooth. It has a hint of spice to it, but this fragrance right here, you guys, is a very sexy smelling fragrance. Now, I understand it's quite popular and a lot of guys like this fragrance, you know, like a date night. It's probably a lot of people's date night fragrance. And I can honestly see why. This is a very sexy, smooth, and sensual smelling fragrance. It is absolutely beautiful. And I love this perfume. Like I said to you, I literally spray myself with this perfume on a daily basis. So that is Poison Girl by Miss Dior. Now, so we are down to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ideally, I should only have 3 fragrances in front of me, but for some strange reason, I have 5. So I need to pick my best. I need to pick my best 3 fragrances. The next fragrance I'm going to tell you guys about is my Creed. Now, like I said to you, this is my first niche fragrance in my collection. I bought this when I didn't even understand the whole niche industry. And let me tell you guys, oh, I love this perfume. This fragrance has in notes of green apples, pink peppers, sandalwood, patchouli. It has some musk in it, but what you really get is a very sharp green. So it's quite greeny and it smells quite fresh. You do get the patchouli in it and the woodiness in this fragrance. Overall, this fragrance just smells expensive. It smells like, I'm not even quite sure what it reminds me of, so to speak, but it just smells like brand new furniture. Like brand new high-end expensive furniture. This is what this fragrance smells like, and I absolutely love this perfume. We're winding down, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should have 2 more fragrances in front of me, but unfortunately I have more than 2. We're just gonna go with it, you guys. So the next fragrance I'm gonna tell you guys about is my Coco Chanel, my Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel, you guys. Now, again, if you saw my recent video, I included this fragrance. I can't remember what I included in, but yeah. I recently reviewed this fragrance. I recently talked about this fragrance and the mood, right? The mood uplifting fragrance. So my Coco Mademoiselle is one of those fragrances that I discovered not too long ago. And this is an orange blossom, patchouli, musk, and vanilla. And that's pretty much what I get out of this fragrance. You get the orange blossom right off the top. You get some rosiness in here as well. So orange blossom, rose, patchouli, musk, and vanilla. And I absolutely love this fragrance. This is probably one of the most sophisticated smelling fragrances that I have in my collection. It's very florally, it's very fresh, very sophisticated spring-like smelling type of fragrance. It is absolutely stunning, you guys. I absolutely love this fragrance. Now, I would wear this every single day. I do not wear it every single day though, but I absolutely love it. This is actually the Intense, and I have the original as well. This one is a bit more stronger, but this right here, another classic fragrance that I would not want to do without in my collection, and I just need to have it just because. But yeah, the Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel, and this is actually Intense, is an absolute stay in my collection, and I would not want to not have this in my collection. So that's Coco Mademoiselle. So this should actually be my number 10. But I have 3 more fragrances in front of me, so I'm just going to give you my 2 honorable mentions, as they would say. So my Scandal by Jean-Paul Gaultier is a recent fragrance that I've just discovered. Now, this is the most sexy, sweet, honey-like smelling fragrance with patchouli, bitter orange, and you guys, and it also has gardenia in it, so it's quite powdery. And I think that's something that I really like about fragrances, the powderiness. So this has a sweet, punchy, honey-like, honey vanilla smelling fragrance. It is a really sexy smelling fragrance. I recently discovered this, and I would have to say, if you are a collector of fragrances, you got to get your hand on Scandal. Like, there's certain fragrances that is in the perfume industry that's just in the perfume industry, and there's certain fragrances that just outstandingly stand within the perfume industry, and Scandal is one of those top-notch, sweet smelling, sexy fragrances that, oh my god, if you have not smelled it and you do not have it in your collection, I don't know, I just don't know. So now we've actually discussed my top 10 fragrances, you guys. My 2 last honorable mentions would actually be Angel Shade by Kilian. Now, you guys, I recently discovered this fragrance, and it is a different fragrance. Again, right off the back, as soon as I smelled it, the booziness just came out. The booziness in this fragrance just came out. The vanilla and tonka bean in this perfume. I mean, this smells like a rum cake on Christmas Day. If you're from the Caribbean and you're familiar with it, this smells like a rum cake that's been sitting all night, soaked up in liquor and dark rum. Sweet, spicy, and vanilla. I absolutely love this fragrance. Again, this is my first fragrance from Kilian. I recently discovered this brand, and I can't wait to dive into the other fragrances within this brand, because I am loving Kilian right now. Absolutely loving Kilian. Last but not by no means least, Parfums de Marley, Delina. Now, I recently discovered this fragrance, and when I smelled it initially, it didn't exactly blow me away, but the dry down was really pretty. Now, this is a very floral, green, fresh smelling fragrance, and I don't even know, I don't even think I expected it to have that greenness to it, but it is an absolutely beautiful smelling fragrance. It is quite fresh. So this has in rhubarb, bergamot. You get some rosiness in it, some musk. But overall, it's a very fresh, florally fragrance with a hint of greenness to it. It's quite green on the inside, but it's a nice greeniness to it because I don't like green fragrances. But with Delina, the green notes in this fragrance, which I think is the rhubarb, reacting with the bergamot. That's, the smell that I'm getting in here. I think it's quite beautiful. It's quite a pretty fragrance. It's a very ladylike. It's quite pleasant. It's a nice fragrance. I don't find it to be like groundbreaking or whatever, but I absolutely love how fresh and clean and green it is. I would have to say this is the only green like smelling fragrance that I have in my collection, other than my Creed fragrance. That note in it that kind of gives off a green vibe to it, which is the rhubarb and the bergamot. I just appreciate the composition of this fragrance and definitely look forward to be wearing it in the spring summer months. So there you have it, my top 12 fragrances in my collection that I absolutely love, you guys, and could not absolutely see myself doing without. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, by all means, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure to click that subscribe button, and by all means, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know which of these fragrances were your absolute favorite. So yeah, you guys, by all means, make sure to click that notification bell so that way you guys will be notified as soon as I upload. And until next time, bye, and see you in my next video.